Good morning, guys. We have just arrived here at Coba Ruins and it's pretty exciting as we're the very first group to get here. So the ruins literally just opened today. They've been closed for about 5 months. And yeah, our group here, there's like 5 of us. We are the first group to be here. There are no other tourists around. It's pretty amazing to be here at this time, be able to see these ancient ruins with no other tourists.
Located 27 miles north of Tulum, Coba is an ancient Mayan site and is home to the tallest Mayan pyramid in the Yucatan Peninsula. As you walk through the jungle to see the ruins, many in excellent shape and many more that have not yet been excavated, it's hard to believe it was once home to 50,000 people. The site dates back between 700 and 1100 AD, and the present-day ruins contain an ancient palace, watchtower, pyramid temples, and ball game courts.
So you need to wear a mask, and they're also going to check your temperature, and you should try and maintain social distance, and when you're going in they're going to give you sanitizer. So you buy your tickets here and then you enter here. So guys, if you're visiting Coba, you have a few different options. So to get to the main temple, the largest temple, you can either walk, it takes about 25 minutes and is 2 kilometers. You can rent a bike for 60 pesos, or you can get a Mayan limousine and it costs 140 pesos. So if you have 2 people, it's like 70 pesos per person. So yeah, that's what we've chosen. Let's go! Woohoo! Woo! 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 Vámonos!
As it's over a 2-kilometer walk to the main temple in Coba, we decided to get one of these bicycle taxis. We also wanted to support the locals that have been out of work for over 5 months. It was incredible to sit back as we cycled through the jungle, passing by pyramids, temples, palaces, ball game courts, and everything else, peeking out from behind the jungle.
Okay, so our guide has just told us there's like a lake or a lagoon running alongside where we're currently driving, cycling. But he said you can't swim there as it's full of crocodiles. Okay, so I've just gotten off our little bicycle taxis. They're going to wait for us. We're going to go check out the Grand Temple. And then when we come back, they will cycle us back to some of the other little temples that we missed along the way. The reason we've made a beeline here is that it's still quite early in the morning and no other tourists have arrived yet. This is the very first day, like I said, that Coba is reopening to tourists. And we do think tour groups will come probably within the next hour. But right now, we're literally the only tourists here at the Grand Temple.
Esta es la estela número 20, ¿sí? Que habla de Kankinich Ahau, señor de muchísimos días de gobierno, ¿sí? Es como un dictador, ¿sí? Que permaneció muchísimo tiempo en el poder. From Chichen Itza, Mayas dedicated this temple in honor of the honey god.
The honey god.
Yeah, it has a 42 meters high and has a 7 levels.
So can you guys believe this? We're here at the biggest pyramid or the Grand Temple of Coba and we are the only people here. You can see the whole thing. Now I have some bad news for you guys. If you are visiting Coba soon, Coba is open, but you are not allowed to climb up the Grand Pyramid. You used to be able to climb the whole way to the top and have panoramic views of the surrounding countryside, the jungle, the other pyramids. Sadly, because it's been closed for so long, there's a lot of overgrowth on the steps. So there's a lot of moss, there's a lot of greenery, and the archaeologists have to come and they have to check to make sure that none of the steps have come loose, and they also have to clean each and every step of the moss. So we don't actually know when it's going to be allowed to climb the steps again and get right to the top. So sadly, for now, you can just come here and go up as far as the rope, but you're not allowed any further. So this is the rope here. You're not allowed to go any further than this. Whereas before you would be able to climb the whole way up to the top of the Grand Temple.
Even though sadly you are no longer allowed to climb to the very top of the Grand Temple, the Grand Pyramid, it was still really cool to see this site, especially with no other tourists around. It was perfect for taking photos as we were able to take shots with no one else in them.
Okay, so this Grand Temple that you see here behind me actually has 7 layers, and they built a new level, like a new layer, every 53 years, because that is when 2 of their calendars aligned. So you can kind of see here the different levels and the different runes. So the different levels and the different layers. So it took over like 300 years to build this entire pyramid because they had to wait 53 years for each new level to get built.
As we made our way back to check out some of the smaller temples and pyramids, our guide was amazing and pointed us out to all the nature and wildlife we saw along the way, such as these massive blue butterflies that kept flying all around us. And then this massive tarantula that we spotted on the pathway just as we were heading back from the Grand Temple.
En principio, pues se va a comenzar a defender.
We also spotted this tree that was so bizarre as it had hundreds, if not thousands, of caterpillars climbing up and down it.
Okay, so we just realized we were really lucky when we came because there's like big groups of people arriving now, which I'll show you. So we were able to get photos with no one else in them. Okay, so we've just come across one of these buildings. It's also where they played ball games. So you've got two walls on either side. They're not really sure how it was played or how many goals you needed to get, but what they do know is what happened to the winner and the loser of the game. Both of them kind of sound like they got punished, which is weird. So even the winner got all of his nails taken off, and then the blood would pour down, but then he would be like rewarded. And then the loser would also get his nails taken off on the opposite side. And then he would either be given like a really low life job or he would be expelled from the city. So this here is the ball court apparently. There's one in Chichen Itza as well, but the walls are linear, whereas here they're more at an angle.
One thing you'll see a lot of here in Coba is stele, which are these stone slabs that have Mayan kind of pictures and scenes carved into them. And there is one at all of the different buildings within Coba Ruins. While we loved having a guide, we also enjoyed the free time that we had to explore the ruins, walk around, and simply listen to the sounds of the jungle.
It's a bit spooky in here. Wouldn't be surprised if some bats flew out.
They could use only your hips, knees, elbows, and shoulders, no hands.
After a full hour or hour and a half at Coba Ruins, we then went to the nearby village of Coba for some late breakfast. The roadside restaurant, which was called El Crocodilo, the crocodile, was super cute and very cheap. They had some really cute, locally handmade arts and crafts for sale, and we all had juices, coffees, and cheese empanadas with guacamole on the side. Most people visiting Coba will go on to one of three nearby cenotes. We picked Tamkasha as we'd heard really amazing things about it. And when we arrived, we were like a little bit scared to go down the stairs into what seemed like a deep, dark cave, but we were pleasantly surprised.
Well, this is definitely a pretty unique cenote. All the other ones, you know, you could see the cenote, but this is just like concrete steps going down into a big, black, dark cave. Wow, this is cool.
I know. Whoa.
Whoa.
So if you jump, you want to jump off. You do it.
So this here is the 10-meter platform if you want to jump. Look at this, we're literally inside a cave. Ooh, a bat. This is crazy, guys. Like, I'm not even scared of heights, but oh my god, it's really slippy, the steps. Wow.
That's high.
Wow. So this is the 5-meter platform. The 10 is really high.
Really high.
Yeah. Woo-hoo! Guys, 5 meters isn't that high, is it? Like, my heart is beating so fast right now. Oh my god. Here we go. Oh, it's kind of high. Oh my god. Oh, I'm really nervous. Why am I so nervous?
Are you going to jump?
I don't think so. I was gonna.
Even though I've already been to a few cenotes close to Tulum, this one was seriously unique. It was actually quite hard to breathe once we were down there, as you're essentially in a giant cave under the ground. The water was insanely clear, and everyone agreed it was one of the coolest cenotes we had ever been to.
You absolute legend. Yeah!
At one stage, yet again, we were the only group of tourists in the cenote, and were able to swim in this giant clear swimming pool with no one else around. We ended our day with a visit to a local Mayan village where our guide actually lived with 4 other families. They all sleep in hammocks and they grow a lot of their own food, including medicinal plants. We learned about the ancient Mayan honeybees. We learned how valuable honey is here and how they make honey and just how they live inside of this Mayan village, including meeting the wife of our guide who made us homemade tacos. Between making new friends, visiting an ancient Mayan civilization, and swimming in one of the most unique cenotes I've ever visited, it was a pretty amazing day and I would highly recommend it to everyone.